Alrighty, we have the HighLine Designz Pro late models on track for you right now. Just want to take a moment immediately to everybody tuning in. So we apologize about the technical difficulties with the powder puff. Here in the small nitwit town of Grampian, Pennsylvania, I was having some internet trouble, and luckily it's been reset, and hopefully the rest of the night will be problem-free. If we do run into problems, we're just going to roll with it, as this is points night, as we know, for everybody involved. So just thank you, everybody, for bearing with us on the other side of the screen. And we thank you for tuning in to the HighLine Designz Pro late models. And I think we're going to have a great race. We were able to catch the tail end of a great race there with the Powder Puff division, as that video will stay up for that last little tail end. So you will be able to catch the ending. Unfortunately, we didn't catch it all, so sorry to the ladies that all put up a great race there just a few minutes ago. But now we have the HighLine Designz Pro late models here tonight, and we've got a good field of cars here lined up for you folks at home. And right now, quick time, that's going to be that one-star machine, Colton Joyner. He's quick time right now, and I tell you what, second place, a guy who's been clawing to be better than he has been the week before, and he continues to show a little bit more speed each week. Nathan Brady, second quick in hot laps right now. We've got a great field of cars here. Mike Maurer able to join here with us. Dennis Harrison here. Kirk Kess. Robert Wagner cheering from behind the screen here for the 46 machine. Now, Kirk Kess, as we'll try and get him on your screen here. Kirk Kess in that 46 machine. So there is the 46 machine on your screen, Kirk Kess. He had a strong couple nights here recently. I'm trying to get just a little bit better here for this 40-lapper coming up. He's been knocking on the door. Just needs to get a little bit, maybe a little bit better at taking advantage of some of the opportunities that are presented to him. But he continues to get better each week. There's the 116 of Mike Anderson. He's running behind the 77 machine of Nathan Brady right now. There's the 42H of Dennis Harrison. He's been fast here, broken hip and all. Hopefully healing and having a speedy recovery. Glad to see him in the race car here. There's your point leader, Jonathan Smeal. He sits pit side right now. As Colton Joyner's still top of the charts right now, but Nathan Brady only 7 thousandths behind that pace. Mike Anderson just 400ths behind that pace. And good run right now for David McGovern. He sits fourth right now in the speed charts for hot laps. Here's three heavy hitters under a blanket right now here in practice. Mike Anderson, Nathan Brady, and Jonathan Smeal. As these guys trying to figure out where they might fit in here for later tonight. I was able to talk a little bit to Nathan Brady here earlier today. Pretty excited here for Volusia. Definitely was one of the questions that I think these guys were running through. We're 3 wide off the corner there. Whoa! They'll lock it up. Nathan Brady, he'll go around. But one of the questions that I think a lot of guys were asking was, where do you go for tires here? 40 laps, not a long marathon as these guys have had, and we've had over these past 3 races. These guys have had high lap counts, and it's going to be the same in the Super Lates coming up here later tonight. We used to high lap counts just coming off a 90 lapper for the Supers, and it was a 80 lapper for the Pro late models of Charlotte, and that's what you would call a longer marathon. And he really it's really a turnaround to go to 40 laps now. So Nathan Brady really was questioning about the tire decision, and I think he's not the only one here. You know, where do you go? The 8 is a huge gamble. That tire's going to come in late. It's really not going to go away at all. But some of these guys might want a little bit of fire here as they take the green flag on the initial start. So definitely going to be interesting to see how things stack up. There's Larry Hess in that 98 machine. He's racing alongside the 157 of David McGovern. There's Mike Maurer. He has a feature win on the season in that 29 machine. Hasn't been with us every week, but glad to see him here tonight. in that 29, always fast when he shows up here tonight. Right now, he's 6 on the speed charts. He sits behind Larry Hess, who runs 5th right now. Your top 5 all under a 10th. Mike Maurer just 3 thousandths out of that club. So those guys all under the same 10th of a second. So these guys, if I don't tell you these guys are close, I don't know what will. There's the 80J of Action Jackson. He makes his way into turn number 3. Shaping up to have a great night of racing here at the Volusia Speedway Park. Curious to see how this track really slicks off here. June 27th in game time here, so we'll see how this racetrack reacts and adapts as we go throughout the season. So 11 cars on tab here tonight. One more car than we had last week at Charlotte. So car counts continue to grow. Missing a couple people as we continue part of it. You'll lose a couple of people as you go. Most of them here, a car that you might not have seen in a while. Justin Diltz, hope to see him back here sometime in the near future. Not here tonight. Hasn't been here for the last couple of years. That is the White Shadow in the 91 machine. He's not here tonight. But other than that, quite a stacked field of race cars on hand here. And right there, that one-star machine, good-looking car there. As he fought to a great finish. Last week at the dirt track at Charlotte was your hard charger. Your Newcomb Automotive hard charger of the race last week at Charlotte. Was able to pick up quite a few spots and make his way to a 3rd place podium position. Not one to try and create some friction, but a lot of these guys are able to get over some stuff over the week. We saw a little bit of contact there last week between the 13 machine of Jonathan Smeal and Dennis Harrison III coming to the checkered flag at Charlotte. We'll see if that becomes a factor here tonight. Harrison seemed to have it just about packaged up. John Smeal was able to strive was striving late, had a late race restart, and was able to come home with the win. So we'll see how those two adapt to each other on the racetrack here. Time continuing to run down. About 3 minutes left before we get to our heat race action. But just want to thank all the sponsors that are a part of this league, and I know that we missed quite a few Oval Track Specialties cautions there in the Powder Puff division. As usually the Powder Puffs give the Oval Track Specialties quite the TV time. As we said, had some technical difficulties, so just want to give them a shout out. Oval Track Specialties cautions and yellow flags. There's the 72 machine of Dave Riesinger. He sits 7th quick right now, right about the middle of your field. And don't look now, but being 7th quick means he's only 2/10 off that pace right now. So Dave Riesinger not out of this one. Usually a driver that likes to have that car come in a little later in the slick. So he's going to be one to watch here tonight. John Smeal, your point leader, he's 8th quick right now, so he sits behind Dave Riesinger. Action Jackson behind him, and Dennis Harrison III. And Kirk Hess rounds out your speed charts. Kirk Hess definitely got on the racetrack a little later than the rest of the guys, and that's a huge factor. So we will see how that shakes down. unbelievably enough, your first place car is only different from your 11th place car by 3 tenths of a second. If that doesn't tell you how close these cars are, that is, you're missing the point, because 3 tenths of a second sometimes is the difference between first and fifth. No, it's the difference between first and 11th right now on your speed chart. So all these guys under a blanket, and I think we're going to see some under the blanket racing here coming up in just 45 seconds. So start your countdown at home, grab your popcorn and your Mountain Dew. We're getting ready to go green here for heat race number 1 of the HighLine Designz Pro Late Models. As already, there's the checkered flag on your hot lap session. As we will see what we're going to have here for heat race number 1 with the HighLine Designz Pro Late Models back here at Volusia. It's been a while since these guys have seen the Volusia Speedway Park, but I know a couple drivers are excited to be back. Maybe a couple not too excited. As we have them lining up on the front row here for you tonight. On the pole of this one, in the 46th machine, he was 11th quick in hot laps. He's looking to show that that's not what he's about here tonight. Out of Clearfield, Pennsylvania, that's going to be Kirk Hess on the point here. Outside of him in the 72 machine, that's going to be Dave Riesinger. Dave Riesinger, he is out of DuBois, Pennsylvania in that 72 machine. Moving up a row, as I do believe we do have a missing car. And that's going to be the John Smeal with a accidental register. So nobody missing the grid. But that'll help out the 42H machine of Dennis Harrison III. He's out of Allegheny, New York. He'll slot up to that 3rd place position. Outside of him in the 98 machine, that's going to be Larry Hess. He's out of Clearfield, Pennsylvania. And rounding out your field in the 13 machine, that's going to be John Smeal. John Smeal out of Reynoldsville, Pennsylvania. So, good field of cars here for your first heat race of the night. Kirk Hess, he controls the pace. He's going to look for that green flag out of turn number 4. Definitely hoping we don't see what we like to call Hess on Hess havoc here in heat race number 1. We've got Larry Hess and Kirk Hess both in this one. On separate rows, though, as now we're getting ready to turn them loose here out of turn number 4. It's been a while since we've been here in the beautiful state of Florida, so we get ready to turn them loose here out of turn 4. Green flag. We're green out of turn number 4. Good start for Kirk Hess. He'll take the point down in turn number 1. Here comes Harrison. He'll take a peek to the inside into turn 1. Here comes outside momentum of the 72 machine. Here comes John Smeal out of the cannon on the bottom. 3 wide into turns 3 and 4. Harrison will drift up the racetrack. Kirk Hess on the cushion. He'll lead lap number 1 in the 46 machine. Harrison finds himself in that P2 position. Jonathan Smeal trying to take 3rd from Dave Riesinger right now. Now he's going for 2nd on the bottom. John Smeal's got that car hooked up right now. Harrison with a huge crossover. Good move. He'll go to the inside of John Smeal. Thank you. Excuse me. I'm back to 2nd. Dennis Harrison in the 42H machine. He'll go back to 2nd with a great crossover move on John Smeal. Down the back straightaway, Kirk Hess leading a hungry pack of wolves behind him as we enter turns 3 and 4. Out of turn 4, Harrison still has 2nd. Here comes John Smeal out of the outside. Side by side for 2nd. Harrison tried to throw the right rear up in front. He will. He will throw the rear in front of the 13 machine. Can we see a slide job return from the 13 machine? He'll leave a lane out of 4. Harrison, the outside contact. We're wrecking. Caution. Oval Track Specialties caution. 2 of your heavy hitters in this one are going to be out. Oh my, that was one of them ones where John Smeal, you think it's just one of them things where you don't throw the slider. I like to call this move a half slider. And you half slide the guy and you give him a lane and he's going to take it as Harrison gets all the way to that right front tire. And unfortunately, they are hooked by that moment. And Harrison into the wall hard. John Smeal into the wall hard. Dave Reeser with a little bit of contact. Larry Hess able to avoid. And you're going to have your two drivers that started far back in this one are heavy hitters. Going to have to come from far back in the field here tonight. Just a little bit of an undersend from the 13 machine, and Harrison has that outside momentum to try and slip by there, and, you know, maybe that's a lesson on both ends, you know. Maybe try and close that slide job a little quicker or try and do something a little different. But it's going to work out, as I do believe John Smeal's still out on the racetrack without a right front tire. I'm not sure if that's a new setup hack they're trying. But there's no way you're going to get that right front any farther on the ground. So we're going to see how this works. I'm going to think he might drag the right front splitter there, and he might catch a pusher into turn one, but who am I to say? As lights are still on the pace truck, so we're going to bring him around one more time. He seems to be kicking up an awful amount of mud there, but he is pacing with the rest of the field, so flagman is going to have that green flag high above his head. Coming out of 4, Harrison has decided to bring it in, as I believe he had both front tires gone. So he has entered the pits, so his heat race is over. Jonathan Smeal knowing that if you enter the pits, you're done. So he'll continue to have that right front tire off, and he'll see if he can maybe pick up a few positions or whatever the plan is. But Kirk Hess looking to put himself on the front row. Great race so far tonight. He's held off 2 of the best in this HighLine Designz Pro Late Model Division, but now he's got Dave Riesinger breathing down his neck. He'll fire one ready out of turn number 4. We're green out of turn 4. Kirk Hess, great restart. He'll have wholesale ground down into turns number 1 and 2. He'll ride up to that cushion. Jonathan Smeal might have caught a push. He might have a little bit of a problem on that right front. Maybe some bent suspension. I couldn't tell. But down the front straightaway, Kirk Hess, he'll get the popsicle sticks as he's got 2 laps to go to put himself on the pole here tonight at Volusia for 40 laps. This could be the 46 machine's big night here. Out of turn number 4, he'll see the Smeal Racing Designz white flag one more time around for Kirk Hess. John Smeal pulls in and he's done for this heat race. Dave Riesinger runs second. Third is the 98 machine of Larry Hess. But out front and all out front in the 46 machine, looking for his big night here from 11th quick and hot laps to the win in heat race number 1. Kirk Hess picks up HighLine Designz heat 1. Second place going to go to Dave Riesinger. Third to Larry Hess. Fourth, Jonathan Smeal. And fifth, Dennis Harrison in that 42H machine. So Dennis Harrison, the third in the 42H machine. He is going to have some... He's going to have some room to make up, and I don't want to be the one, but I talked about this earlier in Hot Laps. Those 2 cars tangoed in Charlotte, North Carolina, and now we're in Florida, and maybe we're feeling just as frisky as they find a little contact there on the front straightaway, but they'll get them back together and get ready to go feature race in action here, but we've got heat race number 2 for the Pro Late Models on track. Starting on the pole, this one, a guy we were just talking about here in Hot Laps. That's going to be the 77 machine. He's got some bad news. Bad news. Brady in the 77 machine. He's out of Hyde, Pennsylvania. And outside of him, somebody who he was a little bit upset about driving around him here just a week ago at Charlotte. That's going to be Action Jackson in the 80J. Looking to maybe give a little deja vu to that 77 machine. Inside row number 2 in the 1-star machine. That's going to be Colton Joyner. Colton Joyner, he is out of the DuBois area in that 1-star machine. Outside him in the 157, that's going to be David McGovern. Had a good lap in Hot Laps. I do believe he was 4th quick. He's out of Curwensville, Pennsylvania. Inside row number 3 in the 116 machine, that's going to be Mike Anderson. He's out of DuBois, Pennsylvania also. And rounding out your field in the 29 machine, making the haul here tonight, that's going to be Mike Maurer. He's got a win on the year. He's out of Phillipsburg, Pennsylvania. So we've got Hyde and Grampian on the front row. I'm glad to see that Action Jackson, coming out of the small nitwit town of Grampian, Pennsylvania, has the internet under him also. So luckily he's here on track with us. But the pace truck's lights are off. Nathan Brady controls the pace, trying to start on the outside front row. Does Action Jackson have anything to say about it? We're green into turn number 1. Oh, Action Jackson gets put in the wall down the front straightaway. He's going to have to regroup. Big stack up on the bottom. Here comes Action Jackson to the lead down the back straightaway. Action Jackson, your leader into turn number 3. Here comes Bad News Brady on the bottom. Nathan Brady starting to feel a little bit of that deja vu. There's contact behind him. Nathan Brady, David McGovern. McGovern back to the outside. He's going to try and grab a handful of that cushion, go around the outside of Nathan Brady. 3 wide back there for a third. Brady leans on the 157. Down the back straightaway. Where did Mike Anderson come from? He runs second now. David McGovern's got a fast hot rod. He'll go to third around the outside of Nathan Brady. Now McGovern on the left rear quarter panel of Mike Anderson, but out front and all alone, Action Jackson leads this one into turn 3. McGovern catches a push. He'll jump over the cushion. Here comes Colton Joyner 3 wide out of turn number 4. That'll close up contact. Joyner, Brady. They'll keep it clean and green. Brady not having the heat race he wanted as he continues to fall back. Out front, Action Jackson, your leader. Action Jackson on the cushion. We're looking to have an interesting front row as the 80J continues to pick them up and put them away here tonight at Volusia. Second place, Mike Anderson continues to ride right now, but here comes the 157. Colton Joyner's moved up to that 4th place position now. Colton Joyner in that 1 star, trying to get 1 spot better, move up to a podium position here in this second heat race. He'll look to the inside of David McGovern right now. That's your best battle on the racetrack. He'll slide up behind. Not enough momentum right now. Action Jackson, he is out there walking the dog right now as he's got no pressure from behind him. 2 laps to go for the 80J machine. He moves down a little bit there. He'll run through the middle. Colton Joyner takes another peek to the inside of the 157. Nathan Brady behind him. Into turns 3 and 4. White flag. Spiel Racing Designs. White flag one more time around for the 80J of Action Jackson. He's looking to pick up a heat race win here tonight at Volusia. Down the back straightaway. Second place far behind. Into turns 3 and 4. Action Jackson puts a heat race win under his belt here with the Instigators. He'll win HighLine Designs Heat 2. Second to Mike Anderson. Third to David McGovern. 4th to Colton Joyner. 5th Nathan Brady. And 6th Mike Maurer. Oh my goodness. Action Jackson has a car under him here tonight. I tell you what, folks, this is going to be interesting. Maybe some drivers you haven't seen at the front of your field, and this is what I mean. These guys were under a blanket in hot laps. Kirk Hess, 11th quick in hot laps. He will lead. He will flip the script completely, and he's going to lead your field to the green flag. And Action Jackson wasn't far ahead of him. He'll be on his outside. These guys will get the heat under him here in their motors. So we'll have our 1-minute warm-up, get their final adjustments made as the 10-minute horn has been honked. We are going to see who's going to be the one to beat here tonight. These heat races have been anything to talk about, to show what this feature is going to be, it's going to be interesting. This one is only 40 laps. 40 laps here tonight with the HighLine Designs Pro late models. That means Kirk Hess leading them to green. Action Jackson outside front row has to hold off this Hungry Pack for only 40 laps. Can they do it to pick up their first Instigators iRacing Winter League win here with the HighLine Designs Pro late models, as we've got them on the front stretch here as we're bringing them to you here live with the Instigators. On the pole of this one in the 46 machine, looking to pick up his first win. He's out of Clearfield, Pennsylvania. That's going to be Kirk Hess in the 46 machine. Outside of him in the 80J, Action Jackson. He's looking to pick up his first win also. That front row looking for their first win And all they've got to do is hold them off for 40 laps. This could be interesting. But out of Grampian, Pennsylvania, Action Jackson outside front row. Inside row number 3, another driver looking to pick up his first win, Dave Riesinger in the 72 machine. He's out of DuBois, Pennsylvania. Outside of him in the 116 machine, that's going to be Mike Anderson in that Budweiser-sponsored 116. He's out of DuBois, Pennsylvania. Inside row number 3, that's going to be the 98 machine of Larry Hess. Larry Hess out of Clearfield, Pennsylvania. Outside of him in the 157, Dave McGovern had a fast car in his heat race. Wasn't able to close to make as many positions as he may have wanted. But he'll start 6th here tonight in that 157. He's out of Curwensville, Pennsylvania. Inside row number 4, the 13 machine of John Smeal. He's out of Reynoldsville, Pennsylvania. He's your points leader in that 13 machine. Outside of him in the 1-star, Colton Joyner. Colton Joyner, he's out of DuBois, Pennsylvania also. Inside your 5th row, that's going to be the 29 machine of Michael Maurer. He's out of Phillipsburg, Pennsylvania. Outside him in the 77, Bad News Brady out of Hyde, PA. Rounding out your field all the way from Allegheny, New York in the 42H machine. That is going to be Dennis Harrison III. That is your field here tonight for 40 laps at Volusia. Kirk Hess controls the pace. Pace truck ducking off. Are we going to see an upset here tonight out of turn number 4? Put her to the floor. Make her roar. Down into turn number 1. Action Jackson, a little bit of a push. Kirk Hess, he'll throw the slide job in turn number 1. He'll go to the point here, down the back straightaway. The 72 machine of Dave Riesinger, he's going to follow suit. Action Jackson not having a good start. He'll fall back wholesale ground right now. All cars fighting for the bottom side. Out front, Kirk Hess, he's got him by about 2 car lengths right now. Down the back straightaway, Kirk Hess, your leader, out there in clean air. He's been one of the fastest cars all night. He's had trouble in traffic before, but right now, he has clean air on that nose, trying to pull away here tonight to get an upset. Side by side for that 2nd place position. Dave Riesinger going to try and run him down in that 72 machine. Mike Anderson on his inside. Lou's getting a ride of his life right now on the outside of the Volusia Speedway. As Dave Riesinger drives it in, he'll bang the cushion off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Mike Anderson making that inside work. Anderson's been fast every week here at Volusia. Out of turn number 4. Kirk Hess still leads. Mike Anderson is 2nd. 3rd is Dave Riesinger. 4th is Larry Hess. John Smeal runs 5th right now. Michael Maurer up a lot of positions early. Dennis Harrison behind him. A lot of movers and shakers early in this one. Kirk Hess continues to abuse that right rear on the cushion. Down the front straightaway. He'll lead lap number 6. Here comes Mike Anderson looking to peek a nose. Down the back straightaway, Kirk Hess feels the pressure. Side by side for the lead through 3 and 4. Mike Anderson on the bottom. Kirk Hess on the outside. Cushion at the line. Half a cat's whisker. Mike Anderson, your leader. Off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway now. Mike Anderson trying to peek a nose to the inside. Kirk Hess on his outside. Kirk Hess not going to go away. Trying to regain that composure out of 4. Half a cat's whisker to Kirk Hess now. Kirk Hess got his feet back under him now. He's trying to retake the lead, but behind him, John Smeal has made his way up to that 3rd place position. He'll dispose of the 72 and the 98 machine right now as he runs 3rd in that final podium spot. Dave Riesinger runs 4th right now. Larry Hess lurks to the inside of him. Mike Maurer, Dennis Harrison side by side behind them. Back at the front of the field, Kirk Hess, your leader. Mike Anderson runs through that middle groove, trying to find the groove he found earlier right by the Newcomb tire. He'll continue to put pressure on that 46 machine. John Smeal trying to throw his hat in the ring. Kirk Hess on the cushion down the back straightaway. We work lap 10 now into turns 3 and 4. Out of turn 4, Kirk Hess not leaving that cushion, not to be denied on the outside. He'll lead that lap by just a cat's whisker once again. Down the back straightaway. John Smeal now throws his hat in the ring. Your points leader looking for blood right now in that 13 machine. Side by side for the lead still. Mike Anderson pushes up off. Kirk Hess now leads by a car length. John Smeal trying to follow Kirk Hess's lead right now on that outside. Try to work around the outside of Mike Anderson. Down the back straightaway. Anderson, he'll close the door. He'll work back to that middle groove. John Smeal on the outside. Anderson on the bottom. 3 cars under a blanket for your top spot. Kirk Hess way out on the cushion. He'll get a huge run down the back straightaway. Smeal trying to follow. Anderson looking for the lead once again. Side by side Off a turn number 4. Dead even at the line, can't call it. Jonathan Smeal looking for an opening. They're side by side in front of him, though. Anderson on the bottom. Hugging the white wall around the inside. He's got the lead down the back straightaway. Does Anderson continue to run that bottom, or is he going to let Kirkcast try and get his momentum built back up? John Smeal out of the inside of Kirkcast. Kirkcast starting to fade here a little bit. Maybe looking to try and come off that cushion. Not right now, though. He'll try and drive back around the 13 machine down the back straightaway. Mike Anderson, your leader now in the 116. Anderson's found that bottom, and he's been able to hit it a couple laps just perfect right around the bottom next to the Newcomb tire off at turn number 4. Side by side for second still. Kirkcast up on the cushion. John Smeal has a little bit more grip on the bottom. They work lap 16 into turns 3 and 4. Out of turn 4. Still plenty of racing left here. Mike Anderson trying to pick up one here at Volusia. John Smeal trying to grab another one 2 weeks in a row. Down the back straightaway. Into turns 3 and 4. Anderson, Smeal on the bottom. Hess still in the picture. He's on the outside berm still. He runs third. Larry Hess runs fourth. 4 cars under a blanket behind them. Mike Maurer side by side with the 72 of Dave Reesinger, Colton Joyner, Dennis Harrison the third behind them. They are 2 by 2 back here battling. Great racing through the field. We're back up front. Right now it's still Mike Anderson over Jonathan Smeal. Kirkcast still runs that outside berm. They'll rip the lip down the back straightaway. Really the only car on that outside groove. Larry Hess runs fourth. 2 by 2 still behind them. Maurer on the bottom, Reesinger through the middle. Harrison trying to get it rolling around the outside. Joyner right there with his hat in the ring also. 3 wide now into turns 1 and 2. Off of turn number 2. 3 wide, Reesinger on the outside. Is there enough room? There will be. Maurer takes that spot for now. Back up front, still Mike Anderson, your leader. He continues to try and run through that middle groove. Jonathan Smeal trying to find something to maybe gain a little bit of speed. We'll lose a little bit there. Mike Anderson trying to stretch that gap out and take the dog to the park here as we work down the front straightaway into turns 1 and 2. Jonathan Smeal, he runs second right now. Kirkcast in third, having a great run, led early in this one. Larry Hess maybe trying to run down him. Mike Maurer holds down that 5th place position right now. He runs top 5. Colton Joyner, he's made his way to 6th. 7th is the 72 machine. Dennis Harrison trying to take that over. Back up front, Jonathan Smeal starting to close that gap back in. He's got his feet back under him around the inside. They're starting to build a little berm through the middle now as they continue to pound the inside of the racetrack and move that dirt up to that middle groove. Could somebody maybe find something in the crumbs through the middle? Right now it's right around the bottom right now. Touching the nose piece to the inside wall out of turn number 4. The 116 still leads. We work lap 25. Does Jonathan Smeal have an opening to get around the 116? Mike Anderson has the car here tonight. Jonathan Smeal looking for some. Anderson up the racetrack. Smeal maybe going to try and take a peek. Not yet. Smeal not able to pounce on that mistake. Mike Anderson has to be ever so perfect right now in the 116. Jonathan Smeal, your point leader, trying to pick up another one. Into turns 3 and 4, out of 4. Lap 26 complete is in the books now as we work lap 27 into turns 1 and 2. Anderson right around the bottom. Smeal can't get the run off the corner. Down the back straightaway. Smeal going to look to the outside now. He'll maybe look for an opening, try and just drive through them crumbs like we said about earlier. Anderson hangs right rear in front of him. Kirkcast, he's moved to the bottom now. Does he have anything for these top 2? Or are we going to see an Oval Track Specialties caution? We haven't seen one yet. Into turns 3 and 4. Smeal through the crumbs. On the outside, he peeks a nose! Anderson does not relinquish. Anderson has that inside momentum. Just a little bit more grip there. The 13 machine trying to find a little bit of momentum. Not yet. He'll lose a car length down the back straightaway. Smeal back through the middle, trying to use them crumbs to his advantage. Maybe a little bit of a cut down there. He's right back. We're going to have an Oval Track Specialties caution. Action Jackson. Heavy damage on the 80J. Such a promising night for the 80J machine of Action Jackson, and that car is twisted 6 ways from Sunday. Kind of looking like a banana with the yellow 80J machine as that car is mangled. As 3 wide racing through 3 and 4. Out of turn 4, Jackson just loses the handle a little bit. McGovern nowhere to go. And unfortunately, Dave McGovern caught up heavy damage. Just gets 3 wide there. McGovern on the bottom. Brady up on that outside berm. And Jackson just realizes he's going to drift up and just over-corrects the car, trying to miss the 77 of Bad News Brady. We talked about these guys racing hard. And Jackson trying to give room to the 77. And unfortunately, McGovern was coming on the bottom. Nowhere to go. Action Jackson, Dave McGovern collected. Jackson with a lot of damage. McGovern looks like a right front broke also. So unfortunate for those drivers and unfortunate for Jackson, who had a great run shaping up earlier in the night, and along with McGovern, as they'll find themselves right now in the elevated outdoors hot pit trying to get some repairs done. Other than that, great racing so far here tonight with the HighLine Designz Pro late models. I mean, you really saw that coming with how close the times were, and now this, I really think that Kurt Cass might have a second life here, being a guy that can make something happen here. He'll start on the outside as John Smeal picks the inside. Can Kurt Cass make that cushion work just a little bit better than he did earlier tonight? 116 to Mike Anderson. He controls the pace. He'll fire out of turn number 4. We're green out of turn number 4. John Smeal gets a good restart on the bottom. Kurt Cass having trouble getting it rolling on the outside. Here comes Hess. Larry Hess to the inside for that third place position now. We know that 98 machine loves a late race caution. He's able to get up there and he has a lot of speed. Kurt Cass trying to hold on to 4th right now. He'll run in 4th right now. But Kurt Cass back to 4th. Larry Hess takes that 3rd and final podium position. Mike Maurer trying to follow suit behind him. Colton Joyner goes even lower. We're 3 wide down the back straightaway. 3 wide into turn 3. Harrison gets the bad end of the stick there. He'll cut down the racetrack. And we'll stay clean and green. Up front, there's contact for your lead. Back to the inside goes Mike Anderson. Side by side for the lead down the back straightaway. There's a slide jump for the 116. John Smeal puts the door on Mike Anderson. Out of turn number 4, side by side for the lead. Mike gonna try and cut that 13. There's another right rear from John Smeal. John Smeal using up the 116 here tonight. Does Mike Anderson have anything to say about it? He'll drive to the inside. Maybe look at that left rear quarter panel. Down the front straightaway. We work lap 34. Out of turn number 2 now. Mike trying to strive. John Smeal trying to run away from the 116. I know how it feels to be John right now. There goes the 116. Huge lunge. Good racing up front. Anderson not going to go away. Smeal trying to protect that bottom like his life depends on it. Down the back straightaway. We work lap 35. Anderson looking for an edge. Out of turn number 4. He's got a good run. Great racing behind him, but we stay glued up front. If we had the double box, we'd be bringing it to you, but we don't. Down the back straightaway, Mike Anderson. He'll lose a car length. Into turn number 3. Jonathan Smeal trying to run away. Cut down from the 116. Mike Anderson trying to find a little bit of grip. John Smeal holding it on the bottom. Mike Anderson hangs the rear end out of turn number 2. He'll be right on the bottom though. Good run off of turn 2, but he loses a little bit. We work lap 37 now. Can John Smeal hold off the 116? We stay glued. We work lap 38. Anderson, good bite through 1 and 2. He's there down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3. Sand is running out of the hourglass for the 116. He'll get the car cut on the bottom. Can Smeal make a mistake? 2 laps to go. Mike Anderson sends it in. He'll cut the car down. I can't believe he got on the binders right there. Down the back straightaway. Mike Anderson loses a little bit of ground there. Out of turn number 4. Smeal, we'll see the Smeal Racing Designz white flag one more time around. Does Mike Anderson have anything left in the tank? Into turns 1 and 2. He'll roll right around the inside. Down the back straightaway. He's got one last ditch effort at it into turns 3 and 4. It's not going to be enough. John Smeal wins here at Volusia for the 40 lapper. Second, Mike Anderson. Third is Larry Hess. 4th goes to Mike Maurer. Dennis Harrison. The 3rd is 5th. 6th is Colton Joyner. Dave Reeser comes on 7th. 8th, Nathan Brady. 9th, Kirk Hess. David McGovern, 10th. Action Jackson comes home 11th. What a race to the finish, as we will go back, as we were watching a little bit farther back in the field, take a look at the pass for the lead. Between Mike Anderson was leading on lap 31. Tried that outside momentum, and the 13 machine of John Smeal got to his inside, and just Smeal was there getting into turns 1 and 2. Anderson tried to cut down. He was able to cut back under him, throw the slide job back. Hard racing at the front of your field between those two drivers. And John Smeal ends up victorious. Just the 116 of Mike Anderson left that bottom open one lap, and that's all it took for Smeal to take a peek to the inside of Anderson, and that's all she wrote. Great race all night between those drivers. As there is your your top three. Larry Hess with a great run, holding off some heavy hitters there to bring home that third place position, as there was a hornet's nest behind him. As we will wait for your top spot of Jonathan Smeal to make his way out of the race car, as the first two voices you're going to hear here in Back Road Powder Curtain Victory Lane is going to be the voices you're going to hear over the speaker for your super late model event. So these two guys are a big part of our league, and we want to thank them. But great to see both drivers have a great run here tonight. As we'll take a look here, as I do believe your hard charger is going to be Mike Maurer. Just from a quick look, he went from the 12th place starting position tonight to a 4th place finish. So that is quite the climb, as he was on the move here tonight. He'll go up 8 spots. Dennis Harrison III, he goes from 9th to 5th. But that is nowhere near the 8-spot gain for Mike Maurer. But out of the car and on the roof here tonight, going to get another word with us. Your feature winner here tonight in the 13 machine, your points leader, Jonathan Smeal, brings home another one here tonight. John, how was it out there in the car tonight?
Oh, that was intense. Really put myself behind the 8-ball with the contact between me and Dennis. I feel bad. I thought I left him enough room, but went back and watched it, and clearly I didn't. We both ended up in the wall. So, hate it for that, because we're in such a tight points battle there with those guys. I know it's not going to take more than one bad week, and those guys are going to be nipping at my heels. So, started behind the 8-ball. I thought I was going to be back there anyways. I couldn't remember if the special winners started at the back or not, but just kind of stayed patient, followed Mike Anderson around the bottom up to the front, and then it became a battle to who could get the bottom. That restart kind of bunched things up, and was really surprised to see the 116 go up high in 3 and 4, and I knew that was going to be my opening, so I tried to dive to the inside. I know we were beating fenders there a little bit. Just looked like we kept getting caught. My car wouldn't turn and making contact, but a lot of great racing. I don't like it being racing like that, especially with Mike and I, who always run so well together and very similar in terms of how we run, where we run. So it's always a tooth and nail kind of battle with the 116.
Yeah, it definitely looked like that that bottom side was the dominant place to be, and Anderson was really able to hold it there. And, it's just the problem of being the leader. He tried there on that restart to take a peek to the outside, and unfortunately that's what really decided. We missed it right at the very beginning, but we were able to go back and see that pass for the lead. Great racing between you two. Is there anybody you'd like to thank on the 13 machine as you find yourself back here in Back Road Powder Coating Victory Lane?
I just want to thank you guys for putting this on week in, week out. Thank all the guys that show up in the Pro Late division. I mean, there are times that you couldn't fit a piece of paper between our lap times. So it's a phenomenal group of guys, and got to thank my wife for supporting us. And she broke her streak of second, and I broke my streak of finishing second when she runs before me. So I glad to get another one, and look forward to doing 10 more laps here next week.
Well, congratulations to you, Smeal. Great to see you pick up another one. And April, definitely a heavy contender in the Powder Puff division. As we will roll back here to your second place finisher, Mike Anderson. Tonight looked like your night, but unfortunately just kind of a thing where you're the leader, not sure where you need to be come a restart.
Yeah, that's for sure. Technically what happened is, when you want to run that bottom and run that wall, your entries have to be, you have to be pretty perfect. And I knew if I could keep it on the bottom, I should be okay. I mean, that was where I was, getting some passes, so that's where I wanted to be. And I went into turn 3, and I knew I missed it. I missed my entry point, which I thought is going to just put me up in the slick right in the middle. So I decided just to run it in a little bit harder to run the top. And then I heard that motor of that 13 car down below me, which, I knew he was right there. I could hear him many laps back there. So, yeah, I just missed my entry point, and that was the result of it.
Yeah, definitely all it takes here with the stout competition here with the HighLine Designz Pro Late models, and just as a driver myself, I know how easy it is to just be a tick off, and you think you're going to be able to collect it and just find your rhythm back in the next corner, and you got a guy breathing down your neck, and unfortunately, you guys traded passes back and forth there, but wasn't able to make the move. And it looked like once you were in second there, might have had a chance to kind of see where you needed to be a little bit quicker, but unfortunately sand ran out of the hourglass for you.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll take second place. This is just a ball of fun. It's great to win, don't get me wrong, but it was good racing, good fun. I mean, we made a little contact there when we finally got door to door, but I think the cars just kind of, I don't know how you explain it, they just kind of lock together a little bit. You can slow down, turn away, and it just, they're just right there. So just a good battle. I'm just glad we kept it straight, and we didn't get, he didn't get the bad end of the deal. I didn't get the bad end of the deal. We just able to finish first and second, and I don't mind rubbing paint like that when you keep them in a straight line. So congratulations to John, and thanks for running me clean. I know he could have got me a couple different times there, but yeah, just great fun. I'll finish second all the time. That's fine.
Yeah, definitely congratulations. Great racing between you two up front. You seem to have a really strong liking to the Volusia Speedway Park here, as we've seen you up here in Back Road Powder Coating Victory Lane /podium. So just congratulations on another second, and anybody you want to thank here tonight on that 116 machine.
Oh, absolutely. Just everybody that everybody in the entire league, especially the guys I raced against. Just good, clean racing. For you and Chad for putting this deal on. It's a great deal of fun. I look forward to every Tuesday and even odd days during the week getting on here, chatting with people, sometimes throwing up a race and some practice. And Nick from HighLine's Designz for putting on some designs whenever I yell down to the basement and ask him to. You got something for me in a few hours, so thanks to him. And yeah, just everybody for being here. And another good show.
Well, once again, congratulations, Mike. And we don't have the third place finisher of Larry Hess up here tonight. No related to Larry Hess in that 98 machine, and truly a great uncle of mine. But he is not the talkative type, but I'm sure he's happy about his third place podium finishing position here tonight. So congratulations to him in the 98. And that will wrap up the HighLine Designz Pro late models here tonight, as these guys really put on a heck of a barn burner. I really wish I could have double boxed for everybody at home, because what a battle throughout the field. We had to keep it glued up front as we had a side-by-side cat and mouse battle up front all night. But those guys back there further in the pack definitely deserved a there. Everybody needs to tip their hat to them, as they had some hard, clean racing 2x2 back there. So just congratulations to everybody really throughout the field, and especially congratulations to Jonathan Smeal picking up the win here tonight in that 13 machine. And we are not done. As I look over, it looks like the stream stayed strong, so hopefully everybody had a great watch at home. But we are not done tonight. Coming up next, we've got the KDJ Etched Designz big block modifieds. We're getting ready to go another 40 here, and we will have that on your screen here in just a few short minutes. So don't go anywhere, and we will be right back here for more racing action. Alrighty, we are back from our brief intermission here with the KDJ Etched Designz Big Block Modified. We're getting ready to do another 40 at Oswego now. Last time we were at Oswego with these guys was quite a while ago. We did have the Super Late Models here not too long ago. That's not exactly something I'd love to talk about and up with. The wall killed me about 7 times. And the driver forgot how to drive, but that was beside the point. We got the KDJ Big Block tonight. Quick time right now, early in the hot laps is Cody Buck in that 29B machine. He's got an 18.360. Great. I tell you what, sporty lap right now for the 3rd place driver. That's Colton Rhodes. He's a rookie here this year in that 57C machine. He's 3rd quick right now with an 18.493 in front of Ryan Patton, Todd Bailey, Orvis Newcomb, Christopher Beaumont, and John Smeal. Those are your cars making the haul here tonight to Oswego for a quick 40 laps. There's that we just talked about in the 57C machine of Colt Rhodes. Rookie here this year. He's showed a lot of improvement over the year, along with the 9 machine of John Smeal. Those 2 rookies have continued to grow and get better as the year continues. And Colton having a quick lap here in this one. On the bottom of 3 and 4. There's Orvis Newcomb in the 66N machine. This will pull off here. This for right now in hot laps. Last week in the 57T machine, that is Todd Bailey. He makes the haul here tonight. There's your points leader in the 25M. Squeaky. Drake Meeks in the 25M. Ryan Patton gets a good lap there. He'll go to 3rd quick right now on your hot lap short. And of course, Rhodes, those cars all under a blanket. Your top 4 under a blanket as they are under just 15 hundredths of a second. Those cars definitely under. You see the 25 on your screen. Todd Bailey's, these 2 are in their own session of their own. So we'll take a look back over here to your other practice session. There's John Smeal on screen. And that Smeal Racing Designz number 9. There's Christopher Beaumont in the 43 machine.
Is that?
He's back out on track now. A couple more laps in that 66N machine. Right now he's 6th quick. minutes left. 5 minutes left in KDJ big block modified hot laps before we get ready for peak race action. There's the 53P of Ryan Patton. That is the sponsored machine. Back row power coating. He looks to find himself in back row power coating here tonight. Been strong all year. Picked up a win. Like we said, the first one is the easiest. So he's picked up another one also. So 53P on a pretty heavy momentum streak right now. And looking to get another one here tonight. So one more car here in the pits tonight for the KDJ H-Line Big Box Rollback. So 4, I would imagine, with our 8-car field. So we'll see which drivers stack up against who. And see if anybody can find themselves in a good starting position here for the 40-lap main event coming up here later tonight. There's the new sponsored 66N off of turn number 4. There's all these drivers within 8/10 of each other. Top 4 within about 1.5 tenths, so 1,500 like I said earlier. So these guys are pretty close in speed. We've got about 2 minutes before we find ourselves into heat race action. The car continues to wind down as these guys are making their final adjustments for their heat race cars. This track now beginning to start to rip up a little bit. There's still your quickest hot lap in the 29-inch Cody Buck. Definitely see how this track evolves. Cody Buck brought home a P2 finish last week at Charlotte behind after contact with the wall. Only behind the 53P machine. As we said, that driver has a lot of momentum in that driver of Ryan Patton. He's got to be feeling pretty confident. First one took, there he is on track. First one was quite the tension and quite the battle, and now he's gone too big. So he's looking to pick up another one here at Oswego. Let's see if he has anything for that 25M machine. We know how fast that car is week in and week out.
No idea. It's just a whisper.
Actually, I think the whisper comes through a little bit better than your real voice. I don't know how that works, but might be some it's an interesting tech thing. quieter you are, the louder it is. There is the checkered flag for your KDJ Etched Designz hot lap for the big block modifieds, as we're going to get ready to stack them and rack them here for a 8-lap heat race coming up here. So I think we're going to see the sun set just a little bit over the horizon. No, not much. Sun will go down a little bit. And now we're looking to see our first 4 drivers for heat race number 1 of 2 with the KDJ Etched Designz big block modifieds. We have 4 cars on track on the pole. This one in the 57T. We didn't see him last weekend, but glad to have him back out here tonight. That's going to be Todd Bailey, the Mundurf Warrior out of Mundurf, Pennsylvania. Outside of him, one of your rookies here this season in the 9 machine. That's going to be John Smeal. He's out of DuBois, Pennsylvania. Inside row number 2 in the 29B machine. Quick time in hot laps earlier here. Out of Phillipsburg, Pennsylvania, that's going to be Cody Buck. Outside of him, we said this driver's had a lot of momentum. He's going to have to climb from the 4th starting position in heat race number 1. That's going to be Ryan Patton in the 53P machine. He's out of Brockway, Pennsylvania. So that is heat race number 1 for your KDJ Etched Designz big block modifieds. A couple heavy hitters there on the 2nd row. John Smeal, your rookie, looking to have a good run on the outside front row. The Mundurf Warrior trying to hold him off here. Lights are off on the pace truck. They're going to turn them loose here. Todd Bailey, he controls the pace. Pace truck ducks off down the back straightaway. They'll tighten them up here. Down the back straightaway. Todd Bailey, he controls the pace. Flagman has a green flag high above his head. We're getting ready to let the thunder fire here out of turn number 4. As we've got your KDJ Etched Designz big block modifieds looking for the green flag out of turn number 4. Green, green, green. They'll fire off. You can see the attitude of the cars. They fire off turn number 1. John Smeal, not a good restart. He's going to fall back to 4th before we ever get out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, the Mundurf Warrior, he leads. Cody Buck, he'll move into 2nd. 3rd place, Ryan Patton. They'll battle out of turn number 4. Todd Bailey still leads. Cody Buck runs 2nd. Ryan Patton, he will run 3rd. Now he's going to try and maybe take a peek to the inside of Cody Buck here out of turn number 2. Not quite. Down the back straightaway, Cody Buck starting to close that gap on the 57T machine. Side by side for 2nd out of turn number 4. Patton is right on the Jersey barriers. They're side by side for 2nd now. Into turns 1 and 2. Buck up the racetrack. Here comes Ryan Patton. He's going to try and take advantage of that. Go to 2nd down the back straightaway. The Mundurf Warrior, he still leads into turn number 3 as we work lap number 3. Ryan Patton got that left front glued on the barrier. Sparks off the inside. He'll take a peek for the lead down into turn number 1. 3 cars under a blanket. He'll show the right side door to the Mundurf Warrior. Todd Bailey get his feet back under him. He's going to try and go back for it because he'll fall from 1st to 3rd in turns 1 and 2. Ryan Patton going to try and roll that inside line, try and run away from 4th to 1st out of turn number 4. Ryan Patton leads as we work lap number 5 into turns 1 and 2. Cody Buck now in that 2nd place position, going to try and get his feet under him on that outside groove. Todd Bailey trying to get that inside working to try and get back to 2nd place under the 29B machine. Cody Buck looking to maybe try and move down now, but he'll leave the door open for Todd Bailey. Down the front straightaway, Ryan Patton still leads into turns 1 and 2. Cody Buck now, he'll drop to the bottom. Patton jumps up off the bottom a little bit. Here comes Cody Buck down the back straightaway. Not going to make anything happen yet. He'll lose a little bit of ground. He'll drive her down into turns 3 and 4. Ryan Patton just so much more straight, and he'll have a good drive down the front straightaway. 2 laps to go for the 53P machine. Starting to pull away from your 2nd and 3rd place drivers down the back straightaway. Into turns 3 and 4. Out of turn number 4, you'll have the Smeal Racing Designs white flag one more time around for Ryan Patton. Oh, Cody Buck's in the wall. He's going to relinquish 2nd place. He's still in the wall. Contact. Are we going to see an Overtrack Specialties caution? No, he's going to find himself to the pits. So now no pressure for the 53P machine. into turns 3 and 4. Out of turn 4, Ryan Patton, he's going to start pole here tonight in the 53P machine, looking to go 3 for 3. Second place going to go to the Munder 4 of Todd Bailey. Third, John Smeal in the 9 machine. And rounding out your field, Cody Buck, after hard contact with the outside wall, will come home 4th. Cody Buck going to have to climb his way out of a hole there. As you could say, he put himself behind the 8 ball there. Not sure if he caught the inside wall, which shot him into the outside wall. Just caught the tail end, a hard contact with the outside wall, and eventually took that car around. No Oval Track Specialties caution as the white flag was out. So he will end up in 4th. But we've got KDJ Etched's Big Block Heat Race number 2 on track. On the pole of this one, he's out of Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania in the 66N machine. That's going to be Orvis Newcomb. He's got 1 win on the year in that 66N machine. Outside of him, a rookie in the 57C machine. That's going to be Colton Probst. Colton Probst, he's had a great rookie year here so far. Still looking to put a staple on this great season he's had so far. This will roll outside front row in this one. Colton Probst out of Clearfield, Pennsylvania. Inside row number 2. Hailing out of State College, PA, in the 43 machine. That's going to be Christopher Gormont. He's in the 43 machine. Outside of him, your points leader in the 25M machine. That's going to be Squeaky Drake Meeks, Byron Meeks, a.k.a. Squeaky, a.k.a. the man of many names. Will roll off from 4th. I like that name. Man of many names. That is true, but we'll call him Squeaky there, as it says on the back of his spoiler. So roll off from 4th. Ryan Patton was able to get it done from that 4th place position here in heat race number 1. Can Meeks do the same? Colton Probst in front of him. Orvis Newcomb along with. Pace truck ducks off. We're looking to put fire back under the hood here out of turn number 4. Orvis Newcomb, he'll control the pace here. We'll get ready. Flagman has the green flag high above his head out of turn 4. Here we go. Green flag, you'll see the cars hike up down into turns 1 and 2. Your leader, whole shot, is going to be the 66M machine of Orvis Newcomb. He'll lead. Colt Probst will slot into that 2nd place position. Byron Meeks able to move from that 4th place starting position to 3rd. Meeks will run through the holes. He'll take a peek to the inside of Colton Probst here. Probst had a great heat race earlier in the year. Now he's under fire, though, from the 25M machine. Side-by-side, wheel-to-wheel for 2nd into turns 1 and 2. Meeks will show the nose off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Probst not going to give up. He'll fight back on the outside. Orvis Newcomb right in front. Here comes Probst. He's going to try and pick your nose back to the outside. Here comes Meeks on the inside for the lead now. Orvis will slide up. He'll leave the door open there. Probst's going to try and take advantage. Meeks, he'll go to the lead off of turn number 2. Orvis Newcomb going to fight back on the outside. The Punxsutawney Warrior into turns 3 and 4. If you can't beat him, Newcomb. Newcomb back up on the cushion. Off of turn number 4. Squeaky's going to add the lead into turn number 1. Now as we are at lap number 5. Byron Meeks, your leader. 2nd place runner, Orvis Newcomb. 3rd place, Colton Probst. Excuse me, we work lap 4 into turns 3 and 4. Out of turn number 4, Byron Meeks still leads right on the Jersey barriers, just like the 53P we saw earlier. Orvis Newcomb still holds on to that 2nd place position. He's under fire now from the 57C. Off of turn number 2, here comes Colton Probst trying to peek a nose down the back straightaway. Not going to make it happen yet. Byron Meeks trying to walk away from 2nd and 3rd place. Christopher Gormont behind them in 4th right now. Now, Probst's going to maybe take a little bit higher for Probst. He'll try and cut it down off of turn number 2. Not going to make it happen quite yet. Into turns 3 and 4. Byron Meeks still leads. 2 laps to go for the 25M machine. He's not getting away from the 66N of Orvis Newcomb. Colton Probst trying to put pressure on him. Down the back straightaway. Orvis Newcomb, Colton Probst. They're trying to run down the 25M machine. Your point leader, that car's been ever so fast all year. Down the front straightaway. Smeal Racing Design white flag one more time around for the 25M machine of Byron Meeks. Off of turn number 2 for the final time. Squeaky, he'll roll his way down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3. Out of turn number 4. Byron Meeks, he'll get heat race number 2 from the 4th starting position. Also, just like Ryan Patton in heat 1, he'll win KDJ H9 Big Block heat 2. Second is going to go to Orvis Newcomb. Third to Colton Probst. And fourth will be the 43 machine of Christopher Gorman. So, heat race action is wrapping up as these drivers will get their feature setups on the race cars here and get ready to go 40 laps here at Oswego Speedway. Alrighty, warm-up checkered flag is out. These drivers have made their final adjustments. The 10-minute horn has been honked, and they are getting lined up here to go 40 laps at Oswego. 8 cars, 40 laps the distance. Cars marking their way on track now on the pole of this one in the 53P, trying to get it done once again, coming off a win at Charlotte in the 53P. He's out of Brockway, PA. As he will find himself to the rear of the field off of the last race we ran. That is correct. He will find his way along just like John Smeal did. Excuse me. We'll go back up to the front of the field. That is going to shake him up here. And on the pole of this one, in the 57T, the Mundurf Warrior, as we call him here in the booth. That's going to be Todd Bailey. He's out of Mundurf, PA. Outside him in the 25M machine, dominant so far this year. Your points leader, that's going to be Squeaky. Squeaky is out of. Excuse me. He's out of Uniontown, Pennsylvania in that 25M machine inside row number 2 in the 9 machine. A rookie here this year in that 9 machine. That's going to be John Smeal. John Smeal, he hails out of DuBois, PA. Outside of him, out of Punxsutawney in the 66N. That'll be Orvis Newcomb inside row number 3. That'll be the 29B. He's out of Phillipsburg, Pennsylvania. That's Cody Buck. Outside of him, Colton Probst in the 57C. He's out of Clearfield, PA. Christopher Gormont in row number 4. He's out of State College. Outside of him, trying to come from the rear here tonight, out of Brockway, Pennsylvania. That'll be Ryan Patton, the Mundurf Warrior. He looks for the green flag out of turn number 4. Flagman has a green flag high above his head. We're looking to turn him 40 laps here at Oswego. We're green. Big hole shot for the 25M machine. He'll get the early advantage into turns 1 and 2. Side by side for lead out of turn 2. The Mundurf Warrior, he'll show the door. He's not here to play around side by side. They'll hold on to it. Here comes Punxsutawney in the 66 and Orvis Newcomb. He's looking to go to the lead. Side by side for your lead off of turn number 4. Half a cat's whisper to Squeaky. Oh, big cut down there from the 25M machine. He'll cut down to 57 team. Todd Bailey, he'll get his feet back under him off of turn number 2. Orvis Newcomb trying to roll with the 25M. Orvis Newcomb has a fast car here tonight. Orvis Newcomb, he'll roll around the outside of the racetrack. He'll roll to second now. Your leader, Byron Meeks. Back to third now is the Mundurf Warrior of Todd Bailey. Down the back straightaway, Orvis Newcomb, he has second now to himself. The Mundurf Warrior back to his inside, side by side. Fourth place running right now, great run. As he's under pressure though from Cody Buck. There's contact, huge contact. Around goes Cody Buck. Hard with John Smeal. Oval Track Specialties caution gonna come out. Saw that one shaping up out of the corner of my eye, and unfortunately, what I thought came true. Cody Buck he's trying to work to the outside of Colton Probst, and he's just not there enough. Colton Probes decides to kind of close that door, and Cody Buck just not far enough up. As you can see here, he's barely just has that left front tire at his bumpers, the bumper of Colton Probes, and that's all it takes to shoot both those cars towards the wall. Probes catches it pretty heavy there, but not as hard as Cody Buck. Cody Buck back down into the 53P. Hard contact for John Smeal as he piles in with heavy damage. As Cody Buck took one buck of a ride, as you see on the rear spoiler there. And we'll see if he can get that thing put back together as he will enter the Elevated Outdoors hot pit. So Cody Buck, the Elevated Outdoors hot pit in the 29B machine, was trying to work his way up through the field. Unfortunately, was not quite up enough on the 57C to make that move. Colton Probes seems to be okay with the condition of his race car. He'll stay track side here. He'll move up into that 4th place position as he was running. Ryan Patton, he'll move up to 5th now. Out front, though, your leader in the 25M machine, that's going to be Byron Meeks. So Byron Meeks, your leader, 2nd place right now in that 66M machine. That is Orvis Newcomb. Inside of him, the Mundurf Warrior of Todd Bailey. So Orvis Newcomb, he'll pick that outside groove. As we saw him really right on the tail feathers of the 25M machine. There goes the pace truck. He'll duck off. So now all eyes on the 25M machine at the front of this field as he'll fire when ready out of turn number 4. They'll bunch him up here. There's Green out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway. Orvis Newcomb standing in with the Mundurf Warrior into turns 1 and 2. Could we see maybe a slide job? Nope. Mundurf Warrior, he'll cut it down. He'll get a good run off the bottom of turn number 2. Orvis Newcomb trying to use that outside cushion to his advantage. He'll get there. Side by side for 2nd now. Here comes Ryan Patton. He's up to 4th now. He worked his way around Colton Probes. Now on the back end of the Mundurf Warrior. Side by side. Could he maybe look to go 3 wide here? The Mundurf Warrior up the racetrack. Here comes Ryan Patton trying to get 2 for 1 down the back straightaway. He'll fall back in line now. Orvis Newcomb able to take advantage. He'll go to 2nd for now. Todd Bailey trying to roll through that inside. He's not going to be able to make it happen here. He'll close the door on Ryan Patton right now momentarily. Bailey back to the inside of Newcomb. Off of turn number 2. Orvis Newcomb grabs a handful of that cushion down the back straightaway. He fires. Todd Bailey, he'll continue to try and run through that middle groove. Patton trying to find a groove around him. He's trying to roll around the outside right now. Use that outside momentum. Can't find a grip. Your leader in the 25M machine. He rolls around the bottom side right now, not running away from him. As Orvis Newcomb trying to get his feet under him and maybe run down that 25M machine, pick up his 2nd win of the year. Off of turn number 4, side by side for 3rd now. Patton and Bailey. Off of turn number 2, they're side by side now. 53 and 57. Now Patton has the advantage into turn 3. Out of turn number 4, Ryan Patton will take that 3rd place podium position for now. Here comes Cody Buck. He's worked his way back up to a 5th place position. Now the 57T, the Mundurf Warrior, he'll move up the racetrack to that outside berm, try and find a little grip. He'll drive back to the rear bumper of Ryan Patton. Byron Meeks, he continues to roll right around the Jersey barriers on the bottom. Orvis Newcomb on the outside, Patton on the outside, the Mundurf Warrior on the outside. These guys are turning the fence down, and Squeaky is just rolling. Byron Meeks continues to take the dog for a walk on the bottom right now. 2nd place, Orvis Newcomb. He's selling t-shirts, ripping the lip here. Off at turn number 4. The Mundurf Warrior's got his feet back under him. He's trying to go back to 3rd, down the front straightaway. Here comes Todd Bailey. He'll grab a handful of the cushion. Down the back straightaway, trying to get a run at him. Into turns 4, out of turn 4. The Mundurf Warrior, he'll look to the inside. Here comes Cody Buck. After 1 buck of a ride, he's got his feet back under him here, looking for 4th. Side by side for that 3rd place position. Now the 57T, he'll slot in line. This is your best battle on the screen right now. Patton now looking for something a little different. He'll roll through the middle. Maybe he's going to try and work the inside like squeaky. He'll gain a little bit now on the 57T. Byron Meeks your leader. The man of many names out front. Each driver has a different name in their head for the one lead. We've got Byron Meeks, Drake Meeks, Squeaky, and Dippy, all leading this race at one time, down the front straightaway. There he is in that Bilstein-sponsored 25M machine, hailing all the way out of Uniontown, Pennsylvania. Ever so smooth, down the back straightaway. He'll continue to lead. Now has a significant lead over the 66N of Orvis Newcomb. Third place, Ryan Patton. He's moved to the bottom. He's brought the 57T with him. They'll try and run down the 66N. Behind them, Colton Probes is able to move back up into that fifth place position. Cody Buck has lost wholesale ground. Got to wonder if that wall got back a hold of him. Behind them, John Smeal, Christopher Gormont. They're having a race back here. John Smeal leads the 43 machine at this time, back up front. Here comes Ryan Patton. He'll peek a nose to the inside of this 66N. From 8th, looking for 2nd right now down the back straightaway. Orvis Newcomb looking to sell just one more t-shirt as he gets a little bit higher. He'll grab a handful of cushion off of turn number 4, side by side. Orvis Newcomb by half a car length at the line. Ryan Patton trying to be the catfish on the bottom right now. As he rolls around them Jersey barriers, down the back straightaway. Into turns 3 and 4. Patton found a little bit of a grip. Orvis Newcomb maybe trying to work his way down towards the bottom. Not yet. Orvis Newcomb not to be denied on the outside. Side by side for that second place position. Patton moving forward once again. Still dead even. Dead even as they roll into turns 3 and 4. Orvis Newcomb back up to the cushion. Patton trying to find all the grip he can on the bottom. Patton leads by car length now into turns 1 and 2. Orvis Newcomb trying to get his feet back under. Maybe he's working his way back around the outside of Ryan Patton. Will get a good run off at 2. Side by side. Dead even into 3 again. Ryan Patton a little better through 3 and 4. Orvis Newcomb a little bit better in 1 and 2. Newcomb rolls the middle that time off of turn number 4. He's there. Newcomb will slide back up the racetrack. He'll grab a handful. Down the back straightaway trying to get back to the outside of the 53P machine. He will not be denied on that outside burn. Can Pat maybe try and throw a little bit of a slider? He'll slide in the middle. Newcomb on the cushion. He grabs a good handful that time. He'll spank the horse down the front straightaway trying to take second back. Not quite yet. He's going to have to give that horse one more slap if he's going to make her hat money outside off of turn number 2. He's slapping as he looks for second place back. Best battle on your screen right now. Patton pushes the front end. Here comes Orvis Newcomb and his horse to the outside. Looking for second. He'll have him by half a catch whisker. Lap traffic now a problem for the 25M machine as he's got the 43 and 9 racing in front of him. He'll dispose of Christopher Gormont down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3. Side by side with John Smeals. 3 wide with the lap cars they roll into turns. Oh, there's contact there. John Smeal and the 25M machine of Byron Meeks. They made contact. We're clean and green. Side by side now. Are they going to try and split the 9 machine? What's going to happen? Down the back straightaway. Newcomb rolls the middle. Patton on the bottom. 3 wide with the lap car out of turn number 4. Contact, contact, contact. Patton holds on. Now we're 3 wide. 2 for 1 slide job. Orvis Newcomb back up to the cushion. Here comes Ryan Patton back to the inside. Everything happened and nothing happened. They're in the same position as we left them, and they were 6 ways sideways. Here comes the 57T to throw his hat back in the ring. Out of turn number 4. Here comes Orvis Newcomb. Trying to go back to the outside. A lot happened, but nothing. The 57T, he's looking for third back. He's got a good bite through the middle of the racetrack right now. He might have something that these guys don't. Through the middle. Ryan Patton on the bottom. Orvis Newcomb specking the horse on the outside. He's sold a lot of t-shirts here tonight. Dead even at the line. The Mundorf Warrior, he runs in 4th right now, having a good run. These two have been side by side, lap after lap after lap. Byron Meeks, he's gotten to that front, and now he's continued to drive away. He's checked out, but the best battle we keep our eyes glued is for second right now. Newcomb on the outside, Patton on the inside. Bailey, he's thrown his hat in the ring here for the last couple laps. Down the back straightaway. Newcomb gets that huge run down the back straightaway. Ryan Patton rolls through right around the barriers. Off of turn number 4. Patton continues to lead Newcomb a lane. Great racing here for your second place position, this podium position. Todd Bailey, he wants a third place position. He wants to try and get up here in the booth, talk to us. Can he make it happen here on the bottom? Trying to follow Ryan Patton around the bottom, but Orvis Newcomb won't be denied on the outside cushion. As they race, the 25M machine really not pulling away too far, but we work lap 30 of 40 right now down the back straightaway. Oh, Patton gets tight there. Here comes Orvis Newcomb. He's got a head of steam out of 4 down the front straightaway. Dead even. Can't call it. Into turns 1 and 2. Off at turn number 2. Here comes a under 4. You're not going to be able to make it dig quite yet. Side by side. Patton trying to roll. He'll roll right through the slick. Newcomb off the wall. Sparklers off the wall. Down the back, down the front straightaway now. Dead even at the line. Holy rip, these two will not give it up. One on the bottom, one on the top. Newcomb grabs a handful of the cushion. He's spanking the horse down the back straightaway. Into turns 3 and 4. He'll drive it up to the wall. Off of turn number 4, head of steam. Here comes Ryan Patton trying to deny him. Orvis Newcomb now has it. Newcomb back on the loud pedal off of turn number 2. He gets a big run down the back straightaway. Patton trying to leave him away. Trying to leave Ryan Patton in his dust right now. Newcomb up to the outside cushion, trying to get everything that car has. Looking for a great run. He leads by car length. Ryan Patton, he'll jump up to the outside. This is the first lap, and it feels like a decade that we've seen these cars not side by side. Orvis Newcomb now has the sole possession of second. Like we said, Byron Meeks out on his own right now. Newcomb spanking the horse on the outside. Ryan Patton trying to follow suit, but I tell you what, Newcomb's got to figure it out on the outside. He's got a good race car here tonight. He'll drive back up to the outside. He'll sell another t-shirt down the back straightaway. The under 4ers starting to lose touch with these top 3s. We work lap 35. Lap traffic ahead. Orvis Newcomb, quick slider maybe. Here comes Patton back to his inside. Will Patton make a bid? Off at turn number 2. He'll try and close that gap. Not going to make it happen. Newcomb still has it. Your battle right now is for second. Sparklers off the wall for Newcomb. He'll keep his foot in it. We're going to be side by side again. Now Patton has second place. Can we see a slide jump? There's a slide jump! Slide jump from the 53P machine. He'll go to second. Newcomb grabbed a handful of sparklers. Can we see a slider from Newcomb? No. Newcomb right on the rear dicklet. Oh, he gives him a tap and he turns 3. Newcomb will get a good run off of turn number 4. This is your battle for second. Newcomb back to his inside. Great racing for second right now. Your leader, Byron Meeks. 2 laps to go for him. Ryan Patton now has second. Newcomb wants it back. Can we see a slide job being ready for Newcomb as he's specking the horse trying to get to him. 2 laps to go. Back up front. The 25M. He's been so dominant all night. Smeal racing Designz. White flag one more time around for Byron Meeks as he comes out of turn number 4. Your battle for second. Still heating up. They'll see the white flag one more time around. Does Newcomb have anything to say about it? Into turns 1 and 2. For the final time for the second place position. For the final time into 3 for Byron Meeks. He's going to come out of turn number 4. Squeaky's going to get it done. The man of many names. He'll pick up another win here with the Instigators. John Spiel no in front of him. Is that going to be a problem? No. Ryan Patton holds on to second. Third will go to Orvis Newcomb. 4th to Todd Bailey. 5th to Colton Probes. Cody Buck. 6th. Followed by John Smeal and Christopher Gormont. What a battle between Ryan Patton and Orvis Newcomb all night long. Those guys were side by side, lap after lap after lap, with no contact, and just a huge props to them, and I can't wait to get them up here in the booth and talk about that. As the 25M machine didn't get as much screen time as he probably wanted here, but he was checked out walking the dog to the park here tonight. And I tell you what, he was so far ahead, he probably could have let his dog off the leash. Let him run free in front of him. There was nobody else walking their dog where he was as he continued to pull away. and got her done in the 25M machine, and picks up another win here with the KDJ Etched Designz Big Block Modifieds. As I do believe your Newcomb Automotive hard charger of the race is going to be Ryan Patton, as he did come from that 8th place starting position. So Ryan Patton from 8th to 2nd after a hard-fought battle with Orvis Newcomb all race, where we kept our eyes glued most of the time. As we will wait for them to get out of the car. And out of the car, as we say it in the 25M machine, the man of many names gets it done here again tonight. Byron, how was it out there tonight, and be able to pick up another win here with the Instigators?
The track was really rough, but the car was pretty good, and I got into the wall a couple times with the rough track conditions, but all in all, it was a pretty good racetrack and pretty fun.
Yeah, definitely. We were talking about how you took your dog for a walk out to the park there tonight. As you just seemed to have the dominant race car on this taxing track here for all 40 laps, and you know, we kept our eyes glued on some other battles, but you were able to continue to just be smooth and walk away on a track that was taxing to a lot of other drivers.
Yeah, after the race, like I was talking to them, I was watching the times there at the bottom of the screen, like just checking the relevant, and I saw Orvie and Patton going back and forth. I was like, man, they got a dogfight going on back there. So it's pretty fun to be out front, and was hoping guys start last next week, so hopefully we get a little bit more of a beat up race car coming through the field.
Definitely some got to be a little bit more of a challenge here come next week, as you have to come from the rear, but you have another extra 10 laps to get her done here. Anybody you want to thank on the 25M machine as you get ready to gear up for another 10 laps and maybe a charge to the front here next week?
I'd like to thank you guys for putting this race on every week, like always. These guys for racing clean, and it's always fun racing with these guys, and everyone that puts this program together.
Well, thank you, Byron, and congratulations, as we've nicknamed you Man of Many Names there, as we use about every one on the stream. So congratulations to you, and we'll move back here to second place. Ryan Patton has had the momentum rolling for him so far. He's coming off a couple wins there in the 53P machine, was able to have the best race maybe in a while. It looked like you guys were side by side for over a decade here tonight. How was it out there, and finally being able to be the one that brings home second place?
For as rough as that place is, I can't believe me and Orvis never touched each other, but that was we were just duking it out for at least half the race.
Yeah, we kept our eyes glued on that battle for most of the race here. You guys, it just looked like Orvis would gain a little bit on that outside cushion when he hit it right, but you were just ever so smooth on the bottom, made sure to leave him the lane each time, looking for a little bit of a mess up, but really neither driver made a big mistake all race, and made for a great battle on what we've heard from two drivers now was quite a taxing racetrack.
Oh, very. You're just bouncing all the time.
Well, congratulations on your second place run, Patton, and keeping the momentum rolling. Is there anybody you'd like to thank on that 53P machine?
Yep, you guys as always, and everybody in this group of cars.
Well, congratulations, Patton, and we thank you once again for everything you also do here for the league. But moving back to your third place position, the driver that didn't quite come home in the spot, maybe he wanted to be one spot better after a long, hard-fought battle in that 66N machine, but Orvis Newcomb, nonetheless, great run here tonight. How was it out there?
Like the other guys said, that track was pretty rough, but man, we had a hell of a battle going.
How hard was it to be able to, keep your composure, having the 53P's car right under you every single lap and not being able to make a mistake on a razor-thin cushion out there tonight?
Oh, it was a challenge, to say the least. I mean, one little mess up and you're in the wall. I got it a couple times, but I just want to say congratulations to Patton. I mean, he ran a clean race. That was the most fun I've had in a long time. And good race to Meeks, too.
Definitely some great sportsmanship and great racing there tonight. But I would have to say you definitely sold a handful of T-shirts here tonight, so I'm sure the merch trailer is going to be cleared out. But is there anybody you'd like to thank on that 66 end machine other than telling people to go buy a T-shirt?
Well, hopefully they need to pay for the new chassis updates I have. So I'd like to thank you guys. I'd like to thank my mom and dad for allowing me to do this every Tuesday. Everyone in this league, especially the guys in this class, because it's just a clean class all around.
Well, congratulations, Orvis, on picking up another podium position, and that is going to wrap up our backroom powder coating victory lane here for the KDJ Etched Big Block Modifieds. As great racing, a taxing track here tonight, but Byron Meeks able to hold off the rest of the field in a great race for second. Was definitely no lack of action here tonight. As we've still got an extra 10 laps here coming with the Harrison Brothers Welding and Fabrication super late models here in just a few minutes, as we will see you there as we're going to wrap up here with the big blocks. So thank you everybody for watching, but don't go anywhere. We've got another 50 laps coming right at you here in just a few minutes.